Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode. Today I'm going to present you a French maker. You probably never heard about him because he's very discreet and he very rarely goes to knife shows, but he makes amazing knives. His name is Bruno Cappuccio. He is an iron worker and he has a passion for knives, so he decided to make knives many years ago. And I'm really glad he did because his knives are very unique and amazing and honestly very affordable for the quality. So let's dive right in. I'm going to show you my own knife just to show you the overall design and the construction that is really unique on this knife. So overall length is 20 centimeters with a 9 centimeter blade, which is the absolute perfect size for my own taste. It fits perfectly well in my pocket, so I just really love that. Micarta handle, which I really like on this one because it doesn't have the same pattern as usual. It's not cut in the same way, so you have these nice lines which almost make it look like wood. Nice heat-treated screws which show bronze color. They are stainless steel screws. Then the handle, we've got RW34 steel with a two-tone finish. You have a bead blasting finish, which is a very, very fine bead blasting. It feels really, really good when you touch the blade. And hand-rubbed, almost mirror polished ricasso there. Here is his logo, very unique. And this little, I forgot how you call it in English, but yeah, just to be able to pick out the blade when it's closed, because there's not a lot of blade protruding. On top there of the blade, we've got the same finishing as on the ricasso, which is a hand-rubbed, almost mirror polish. Same here on the spring. Now you can see it's a backlock folder, and it's very unusual. There you don't have steel, you have a G10 white, almost translucent piece. And that is because of the construction of the knife, even the screws, but I'm going to talk about this in just a minute. So overall design, you can tell there is a desire for symmetry. It is not perfectly symmetric because of all these elements, but it is perfectly symmetric in the overall shape. And you can also see that when it's closed. Now that, for a backlock folder, is an amazing achievement. Usually on backlock folders, you have this part that is protruding quite a lot. So first of all, he managed to almost completely hide this part behind the handle. Other than him, I only see Ken Steigerwald managing to hide that part that much on a backlock folder. So that's really, really amazing. And what's even more amazing is that he managed to keep this symmetry on a backlock folder. Again, it's possible to hide this part if you have a very weird handle shape, which gets thicker over there, but there it's not the case. I mean, the handle gets thinner over there. So yeah, don't know exactly how he achieved that, but he made it. Really amazing. Then the overall construction, which allowed him to do all that. So when the blade is closed, it is completely inside the handle. So he didn't have space to make two springs. I mean, not in the traditional way for backlocks. Usually you have the main spring there that is made of steel, of course, and another steel spring usually on the back, just to bring the main spring up when you close the blade like that. There you can't see any second spring, and that's because he inlaid some liners in the micarta on the inside of the knife. Not quite sure you'll be able to see that, which allowed him to make side springs. It makes more space in the handle for the blade. It also allows you to put these nice screws there without having any showing liner on the outside. You can keep this very fine and slick design which again, usually backlocks are a bit thicker because you will have liners just to be able to put screws. If you didn't have an internal liner, you would have a rivet showing over there on the top of the blade, which usually doesn't look very nice. You would see the pivot and everything. But yeah, because of these internal liners, pivot is hidden without any showing liners, which is really, really beautiful and amazing. And again, it allows him to put a nice piece of material right there, which usually would be steel on any other backlock system. How cool is that? Very unique construction. Again, of course, the fact that he can put screws there brings a bit more to the symmetry of the knife. So yeah, overall amazing design, amazing mechanism, so incredibly smooth. You can even open it with one hand. Now it's a bit tricky, but yeah, you still can open it with one hand. So that's it for my knife. I forgot to mention, it is one of my best users. It has a very, very fine cutting edge, which is very unusual. Usually you would find, there is the grinding and then a kind of secondary bevel. Oops, just almost cut myself right there. Which makes the cutting edge a bit more robust, but it's not as fine as on this one. And these are really knives, like you're not going to cut trees with these. I mainly use it for eating, and it's such a pleasure to eat with a blade like that. It's extremely sharp, extremely fine, and yeah, one of my best users for eating. So, alright, let's try and keep it short. This is mine. Now I'm going to present you two other knives that are that have been lent by some collectors. This one I really, really love. Just the material is amazing. It's Danish sorb wood. Very unique and different to anything else I've seen. It even doesn't look like wood because it has a very nice polish and it doesn't show any kind of grain to it or texture like a wooden texture. But yeah, it is real wood. Absolutely beautiful. There we've got a nice stabilized giraffe bone. Mirror polished spring, the same heat treated screws, and a beautiful, beautiful Damascus. Because yeah, this guy also makes his own Damascus. How amazing is that? I just love his Damascus. It's very different again to anything else I've already seen. I'm just going to try and give you nice close shots. You can see there are two different Damascuses that are forged together, and I hope you will be able to see this one has a very, very fine pattern. Sorry about the dust, by the way. Yeah, just beautiful. Now this one was made a few years before these two, and you can really tell the difference. The mechanism is even smoother than these. That's just because at the time he used to make it even smoother, and I think the collectors thought it was too smooth. Like you just had to press a tiny bit on the button there and the blade would close, which I personally really love. It's incredibly smooth. It feels really, really crazy. Like the spring is yeah, very smooth again, very soft. But it's true, when you hold the handle and you press a bit with your hand, it could potentially press a bit on the spring, which yeah, you can tell I'm pressing a bit on the spring right there, and it's not completely unlocked, but almost. So I think that's why he made the other ones a bit stronger. The spring is a bit stronger. Last one is this one. We've got a beautiful ivory handle. Now it's completely forbidden today in France, but a few years ago it was still allowed with CITES certificates. So yeah, it's still beautiful material, same bronze screws right there, and I just love the way he did the spring on this one. It has I think it's a kind of perlage, messy perlage finish. I think that's how he did it. Not quite sure, but it has a very, very cool look to it. And this piece, the backspacer, let's call it like that, is Damascus, because we've got an amazing, again, Damascus blade on this one. I just love the two-tone finish on this. Very light handle, very dark edged blade. Looks really, really amazing. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about this knife. And as usual, I'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.